Okay. Hello, hi. Um, so my plan was to do every single team in an individual video, but then I realized that's a lot. So you know what? I've been putting it off. I just had to put every single thing I could in a single slideshow because I just feel like that's probably it. And considering how dead the off season is kind of right now, I'm just gonna do this. Maybe Stephon Diggs will sign somewhere, but I have fucking no clue. We'll see. But yeah, these are off season in general, which I'm counting the draft and they're signing. So it'll be a grade. I'll be accounting it how good their draft was and their free agency, and then put it together. Starting alphabetically, we have shit. Uh, the Cardinals. Yeah, this is the first video I've made, and honestly, I'd give them a C. It's I like the addition of Mike LaFleur. These are gonna be the biggest things in my opinion, with not draft picks. I should have done draft picks, but oh well. Yeah, Isaac Similo. I still don't know how to say that. Yeah, he was a decent signing. I like Mike LaFleur for the future, and again, Jalen Thompson got paid way too much to justify him staying. But yeah, honestly, for a C, they know they're not gonna be that good this year, so they decide, you know what, we're gonna build a foundation, get a decent O line for the next quarterback, maybe, or maybe see what Carson Beck has out there. Yeah, I don't know. This will be a very interesting year for them, but I feel like Michael LaFleur will be a nice addition, just not this year though. They'll be bad. Next year they might show promise though. As for the Falcons, uh one thing for sure, they signed Brian Robinson Jr., which is the funniest shit because everybody was already confusing B. Robinson for Bijan Robinson, and now he's a Falcon. So that's going to be extra confusing. We're going to have Brian Robinson and Bijan Robinson in the backfield, which will be funny as shit. And yeah, hopefully nobody fucks up their draft this soon. But yeah, Tua is now a Falcon, which is fucking insane. You need competition from Michael Penix because he's one of those quarterbacks where you can't be completely confident in him without competition, like real competition, and that's what Tua is. He is an NFL veteran, so bringing him in, make sure hey Penix, you better lock the fuck in, or else this guy will easily just step in and replace you. Just make sure I am recording. That would have been a fucking shitty ass 5 minutes of just me not recording, but yeah. Kevin Stefanski. I mean, you won two coach of the year awards because the Browns are that bad. Is he an offensive mastermind? I have no idea because the Browns defense has been phenomenal, but if he's an offensive guru, then that's really disappointing because the offense has not been the focal point. He must really love running backs because fucking Chubb was amazing. He got something out of Jerome Ford, and Judkins was pretty good when he played. So Bijan might actually be a god, a demigod, if that's what his specialty is. But otherwise, yeah, he's gonna need to prove because if you can't have a good offense with these fucking weapons, then you're doing something wrong with your career. I know you were on the Browns, but you really need to prove now. This is a very big prove year for Stefanski. And Kyle Pitts got franchise tag. No, he actually got re-signed for a decent deal. That's really it. I personally thought that wasn't too bad of a contract. I did think whatever they paid him, I thought it was gonna be a little bit of an overpay because I feel like they're gonna pay him a lot, but they didn't pay him too much, I guess. So it's fine. I think a B minus justifies it because the draft was okay, and well, yeah. No, I like the draft actually, but yeah, I think did pretty good. The Ravens. Oh boy. Okay, let's start with the positives because there's a fuck ton of negatives. Trey Hendrickson is a good signing. I'll get to the negatives, what they should have done. But yeah, I think Trey Hendrickson was a good signing because you haven't had anybody off the edge in a while, and when I mean a while, I mean fucking forever. But yeah, I think that was a good signing. Could be a little bit more of a risk because of his injuries, but we'll see. I love the Jesse Minter signing. I was hoping he'd be a head coach to a good team, and this is the perfect one. The Ravens defense has looked suspect, but they have talent. I think Jesse Minter can fully unlock their potential because we've been missing a good Ravens defense for a little bit. We're so used to it to the point where like we just assume it's always good, but it's been kind of lackluster. So I think Jesse Minter will help unlock it. Let's get to the negative, man. I want to start off with this Raiders team. Why the fuck did you cancel the Max Crosby trade, dude? Like, I would have instantly preferred him because he's younger, better, and just fucking insane, dude. He is a game wrecker. And then you just decide, you know what? We traded for him. We know he's not going to be fully healthy for the season because of his ankle injury. But then we just said, oh, wait, I actually changed my mind, you fucking pussies. Like, dude, you knew he was hurt. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my god, dude. This big of a trade got canceled for what, a fucking guard? Like, they did need offensive line help. But I would have instantly preferred the first shit talent of Max Crosby. You don't know if Vega Ioane is going to be a fucking all-pro guard the way Max Crosby is an all-pro edge rusher. Like, dude, it's still fucking insane how they backed out of the trade. I'm still not over it. That's fucking funny as shit. But yeah, otherwise, their draft was honestly pretty decent. Honestly, and not really decent. It was great. That's the only reason why. Why the fuck is this a D plus? Okay, to be fair, their off season was pretty horrible. Really, you have O line problems, and you already made your interior offensive line even worse. I get that he was a big ass fucking overpay, but like honestly, he was a stable on O line, easily their best, like top 5 best player behind like Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. But like, dude, and Kyle Hamilton, but like, still, dude, like, yeah, I feel like you should have just gave him the money, dude. Like, this is a big ass hole you have now, and yeah, I think the like your off season, the Max Crosby trade and the Tyler Linderbaum letting go of, I did really not like those. I'd probably rework this to like a C plus range because their draft was that good. I love the Jesse Minter hire. Maybe a C because look, I seriously fucking hate their offseason moves, bro. Oh my god. And you didn't bring back fucking Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell. I love that guy so much. Oh well. And the Bills, the Bills. Apparently a lot. I'm sorry for the draft. Apparently people really like their draft, which I think I was just personally pissed off because I really wanted Omar Cooper Jr. to go to the Bills. I was very disappointed when they traded down 3 times to fucking just not like they literally were going to pick him. I don't know if they like were going to, like they were in position to do it, and then they just traded down again. And they did it like 4 times, and I was so pissed. But yeah, I was a little pressed when that happened, but honestly, yeah, I see why that was a good draft though. TJ Parker is a great pickup. Can't remember everything off the top of my head, but otherwise, I feel like maybe that was a little bit harsh with like I gave him. I give him like a D, but DJ Moore, you needed a receiver badly. Second round pick, that's a little much, but considering how desperate you are for receiver, then yeah, that makes sense. You brought back Connor McGovern at center as well, so I I don't. No, David Edwards guard. Yeah, Connor McGovern at center. That's great. You don't want to have to deal with another Mitch Moore season with some random ass dude. But yeah, I like Connor McGovern. Yeah, I like that signing. I wish you could have kept David Edwards to make sure that O line still stayed secure, but they did pay him a hefty contract, so it's fine. The biggest problem, like the biggest gamble, is easily Joe Brady at head coach now because at that point, I feel like like I thought you were gonna get someone different, not just the same guy. Like I would have been fine if you kept him at offensive coordinator. I would have been like a lot less pressed. But now he's a head coach, so I don't fully agree with that because Sean McDermott wasn't like I felt like yes, it was time to move on from Sean McDermott. But for Joe Brady, really? I would have taken. I would have heavily pursued. Like, bro, imagine if the Bills got Cliff Kingsbury. Could you imagine how good they would be if they just give him a fuck ton of money and then just like, you know how fucking good they would be if that were the case. Now, granted, he was gonna be a Raider, whether we liked it or not. But like, dude, that would have been fucking cool as hell. But yeah, otherwise, I did like the Jim Leonard hire. I did like the Jim Leonard hire a lot. That will help the defense tremendously. But otherwise, yeah, I feel like this off season was maybe I'd bump it up to like a B minus maybe. But otherwise, yeah, I feel like the Joe Brady hire is a very big gamble. But I feel like it could work out if DJ Moore does play at the level he was playing in Chicago the year before this one. More than yeah, because I feel like he didn't do the best. Okay, yeah, the Panthers. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but I don't really think their thing. I don't think their offseason was an A plus. They spent a fuck ton of money, but I feel like it's not really renownedly known that they had the best offseason because they spent like one of the most amount of money. Jalen Phillips is a very very interesting signing because he was pretty good last year when he was like he has like a fully healthy season, but his health man is just a big ass fucking risk. And for that amount of money, I feel like that maybe was a little bit too much. I would have preferred like a 2-year deal worth that. Then I would be like, oh, great signing. But a 4-year deal, that might bite them in the butt if he doesn't work out. I love the Devin Lloyd signing. Absolute steal. He was phenomenal last year, and yeah, he's going to anchor that defense even better. So I feel like, yeah, A minus. The draft was weird, but pretty decent. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with their own line with Rasheed Walker and fucking tackle from Clemson. No, they got Monroe. They got Freeling. So you'll have. Okay, I know that Taylor Moton is not going to be their right tackle forever. But like you'll have Ike Ekwonu, but he's hurt, so that's why you signed Rasheed Walker. But then you're just gonna move Marlon Fielding to the right side. Like I feel like it's just a waste of a developmental left tackle. So that's a little weird, but I guess you can either move that or Ike back to right tackle. So we'll see. I also don't fully know if Taylor Moton's on the Patriots or not. I no, that's Morgan Moses. No, I think it's Taylor Moton. Maybe I have no idea. Um, but yeah, Cade Mays a little bit of a loss, but it's a center. You can replace that easily. Yeah, and that's actually a lie. Bears have been struggling with the center. But yeah, I think A minus justifies it. They got better. They got pretty damn better. But overall, a little bit more risk than you thought. And they re-signed Jaden Coker. So yeah, the Bears, man, fucking hell. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it right now. They had a steal of a fucking draft, dude. They got Dylan Thieneman at the bottom of the first round, which oh my god, I was pissed about, dude. Like, oh my, they got such a good player, and he's such a bear player too, man. I thought like, oh, they lost a fuck ton of secondary. Dylan Thieneman just like, nope, nope, I got y'all. And then yeah, I love the Kobe Bryant signing a lot. Like I was so surprised when he left the Seahawks, but now he's a Bear, which is a phenomenal signing. Devin Bush is also a really good signing. He was absolutely electric for the Browns last year, so hopefully he can still bring that to replace Tremaine Edmonds. They did lose DJ Moore, but I feel like because of the talent they have a receiver, like Luther Burden becoming up, maybe Roman Dunze will finally live to his top 10 potential because he was picked at number 9. So yeah, I think this was a good move because pick up an extra second round pick. You won't complain with that considering you have a lot of talent on offense. So yeah, I think A justifies it. Not an A plus because they did lose a lot, like a lot. But otherwise, yeah. I did decide to do the B minus for the Bengals beef. Okay. So Brian Cook is a very good signing. I thought that was easily their best by far because like instant help at safety. Yeah, big ass helps to the defense. He before he like became a free agent, I was like, he is such a Bengals player. And then yeah, Boye Mafe, a little bit of an overpay, but I think it is worth it to get a replacement for Trey Hendrickson, which I feel like at that point you just couldn't bring him back, bro. You pissed him off so fucking hard that you just did not pay him. So yeah. Otherwise, their draft was okay, I guess. I mean, Cassius Howell was also a questionable signing because you know what happens when one Texas A&M has a bad rookie year? You get his teammate Cassius Howell. Yeah, we'll see if Shamar Stewart can develop because he is an athletic freak. He just played like dog shit last year. So yeah, B minus. I think they basically kept it level. They improved the defense a lot, but otherwise, yeah, you couldn't really do a whole lot to the offense because it was already really good. But yeah, just yeah. Yeah, the Browns. I kind of have a hot take about the Myles Garrett trade. I think the Browns might have like this might age weird. Like it would depend on how Myles Garrett does and how many rings the Rams win with him. Because honestly, from a standpoint, I feel like it was a win-win trade for both sides because they knew Myles Garrett was not gonna win a ring with them. Their quarterback situation is so fucked that like he's 30. They were not gonna have a timeline where he is going to like help them win. So what do? Well, he just broke the sack record. So this is the peak value. Like this is the most value we'll ever get for him at this point because he's only gonna get older, but he just broke the fucking sack record that's been held for half a century. So what do? You trade him to a team that's willing to buy for him. And what do? You get his replacement immediately. Only a like slight downgrade, but Jared Verse is still a phenomenal edge rusher. Like the Rams are upgrading from really good to the best defensive player in the arguably probably no the best player in the league. So yeah, it makes sense why they would trade him. This is the most value you're gonna get for him, and you got a replacement edge rusher. Phenomenal. I feel like, and they also got first, second, and third. I feel like this trade will work out for the Browns, even though they're probably going to be picking at 32. But it is what it is, man. And Todd Monken. um, I really don't like this hire. I really do not, because like, yeah, I feel like there. I'd rather anybody else, honestly. I would have just like I would have fucking hired Deion Sanders before this guy. What the fuck are you on? But yeah, we'll see how this year goes, man. They'll still have a really good defense, but the offense, I don't know. It's gonna be a regular Brown. It's gonna suck because they have so much fucking talent. They have such good drafts, but their quarterback situation is genuinely just like generationally bad. Like it is so depressing how bad they have whipped at quarterbacks for like longer than I've been alive. Yeah, it's fucking sad. It's really sad. Not the Buccaneers. The fucking Cowboys. That was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. I feel like their draft was interesting. I think Caleb Downs was an absolute fucking steal at 11. I thought, yeah, that's an absolute fucking steal to pair with Jalen Thompson and finally get rid of Malik Hooker. That boy could not be starting anymore. Yeah, instant like starter at safety. That's a phenomenal draft pick. Malachi Lawrence is the first pick they like. They traded Michael Parsons. This is the first pick they made with the picks they got from the Packers. He's gonna have some high fucking expectations. That's for damn sure because he's like he has to anchor that fucking team now because like that D line is still shit. You got Rashawn Gary, cool. That's like a compliment piece. You cannot anchor a defensive line, especially because you traded like you still have Quinn Williams. We traded Osa Digazua, so we'll see how this goes, man. I think Kobe Durant was a steal signing. They needed corner depth, not even corner depth, just like a corner. And I feel like Kobe Durant is a very, very nice signing. Javonte Williams got re-signed. That's good because he was really good last year. So just make sure to maintain that running game. we'll see what happens with George Pickens. If you're asking me, I personally think they're not going to resign him because, like, in Jerry Jones' mind, he's thinking like, okay, so I brought in CeeDee Lamb. I didn't bring in CeeDee. I re-signed CeeDee Lamb. We're not going to have two players at the same position getting the same amount of money. And this is, you remember, this is the guy who traded Michael Parsons. So I feel like he could easily trade him to like mid. I feel like they could trade him mid-season, personally. Depending on how it goes, it'd be funny to see him go to the Raiders. Oh my god, bro! George Pickens would be such a fucking hiss fit. Oh my god, that'd be funny as hell. Otherwise, um, yeah, I have no idea where he could go. That's really it. Yeah, maybe the 49ers if they're good in the mid-season mark, but otherwise, yeah, I feel like it'd be funny if he went into the Packers. That'd be fucking cool as hell. But yeah, otherwise, I feel like B justifies where the Cowboys went with the season. Defense got better, but oh. So I'm realizing that I have 24 teams. I have 23, but yeah, 23 teams left to go, and then I've been recording for 20 minutes. So this might be either a very long video or I have to speed it up. This was a very boring offseason for the Broncos. Okay, so their draft was mid. I keep getting gaslit by some people like saying the Broncos had a sneaky good draft, but it was mid. They didn't have a lot of picks, so they couldn't really do a whole lot. They lost John freaking Myers. That kind of sucks. We'll see what happens with Jonathan Cooper if he can like beat the legal shit. But otherwise, okay, yeah, if he can beat the legal shit, they brought back J.K. Dobbins from free agency just to make sure they have someone back there with R.J. Harvey. I feel like but yeah, their biggest signing was easily not signing. Their biggest move was easily Jalen Waddle to get a bona fide receiver one. I'll get to why it was stupid for the Dolphins when we get there, but otherwise, yeah. And J.K. Dobbins, cool. Jalen Waddle, instant upgrade. I feel like that's the only reason why I'm giving them a C minus, other than just like a D, because it was just like mid as fuck. But I really love the Jalen Waddle trade easily. Ugh, yeah, the Lions. I was fucking okay. I'm just gonna start with the draft. I was surprised that they didn't draft Monroe Freeling because I don't know when my audio cut out, so I'm just gonna start here. Jalen Waddle, good. Lions, big gamble with Penei Sewell, Blake Miller, right tackle, Penei Sewell, left tackle, gamble. Cade Mays, good center. Lost Knuckles, okay. Including Freeman's return man. I think the offseason was mid. I feel like they didn't really upgrade in too many positions, and Terry Hunt Arnold arrested, but might actually not be arrested, so we'll see. Packers. Yeah, for my favorite team, I can safely say that their draft was easily the highlight of their offseason by far. Cause like Brandon Cisse, love that pick. I love the defensive tackle pick that I forgot the name of. Javon Hargrave is a gamble because hopefully he can step up because that D line was honestly pretty trash without Micah Parsons because Colby Wooden was our best defensive tackle. That's not good. Quay Walker was replaced with Zaire Franklin. Downgrade at talent and downgrade at fucking age. So I feel like you could have paid Quay Walker. Romeo Dobbs was not coming back, but that's fine because we still are like gonna see if Golden can actually develop and be a first round receiver, but we'll see. The Texans. Now, granted, they're paying a fuck ton of money for Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. Like a lot of money. But considering they're both the best edge rush, like not like they're the best edge rusher duo in the league, what the fuck are you gonna do when these two are coming at you? Nothing. So yeah, I think it's an easy like signing, especially because of how good they've both been, especially Will Anderson. Oh my god. David Montgomery instantly helps the running back group. Phenomenal now. Like offense could actually click if CJ Stroud gets his head out of his ass. And motherfucking the draft was honestly really good, honestly. Cause like They got Kenny McDonald. That's like so their defense is going to be nuclear. Like, dude, yeah, they had a great offseason. A minus, because why not? Colts. Yeah, Alec Pierce was a little bit of an overpay, but yeah, yeah, you brought him back. I'd rather keep Michael Pittman, but I guess you got a little bit for him. I feel like at that point you might as well just kept the fucker. But I like the sign of Cam Taylor Britt. That's a nice signing, good slot corner. Draft was interesting. I like the CJ Allen pick, but that's really it. I feel like that's a good replacement for Zaire Franklin already. But yeah, Alec Pierce overpay. That's basically why it's a C. Our first F, because this was like I was contemplating giving him a D minus because the Trayvon Walker re-signing was good, but then I realized that's literally the one thing that I actually liked. I don't feel anything about the Chris Rodriguez signing. The reason why it's up there is because that's the only free agent they brought in. They let so many people go, especially their captain at defense in Devin Lloyd. Why the fuck did you not bring back Devin Lloyd? Like, I'd rather keep him than Trayvon Walker, honestly. Like, at that point, you still have Josh Allen, so just fucking keep Devin Lloyd. And their draft was genuinely horrible. Like, actually bad. Like, you don't need a tight end. Like, well, you need a tight end, but not that fucking tight end in the second round. What the fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, genuinely horrible. The Chiefs. Okay, they had a good draft. I feel like they had a really good draft. Maybe a little bit of a reach with Mansour Delane, but you lost some good cornerback talent. That's why it's so low, because they did lose free agents. They lost Leo Chanel as well. Like, these two and Leo Chanel, that's a really, really hard hit to your defense. But Steve Spagnuolo can make Noah Williams an all-pro and make Mansour Delane not a reach. Kenneth Walker, best running back in the Mahomes era for the Chiefs. Like, that's not even a question. Not, shut up with your Kareem Hunts. They brought Eric Bieniemy. I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah. The offense will be back. The defense, maybe not. We'll see, man. Chargers. I'm a little pissed about the draft because I really wanted them to draft Keldrick Falk, but oh well. You need a replacement for Odafe. That's fucking Miami dude for you. I forgot his name. He doesn't deserve it though, because I really wanted them to draft Keldrick Falk. But they brought back Khalil Mack. That's good. Derwin James back for like the highest paid safety. He's worth that. I think Tua Tubelotu also got re-signed. They brought in a center from the best college in the nation. Not really, but okay. Okay, yeah, A minus. It makes sense. Now, this is kind of where I get a little bit of a hot take-ish, because I don't think it was an A plus for the Rams, mainly because of their draft being awful, and also making some like losing some free agents that you didn't really need to lose, like Kobe Durant. I was a little pissed about, but yeah, Ty Simpson, like, you trade for Trent McDuffie and Myles Garrett, and then you fucking draft the developmental quarterback who's 23 at number 13, when you could have easily drafted fucking Kenyon Sadiq or Malachi Lemon to make the best offense in the league by far with your MVP quarterback. Like, it's just like, or O line, because you could really use O line. Your O line sucks. Like, dude, what are we doing? But yeah, otherwise, I mean, what else can I say? You you made the defense from actually great to genuinely phenomenal. So yeah, I would have rather kept Jared Verse, considering he is basically like just below Myles Garrett on a tier. But otherwise, yeah, I feel like still a phenomenal off season, but could have been better. That's all I can say. Okay, so I just completely like lost audio. So I ended off with the Rams. Maybe. Okay, yep. I ended off with the Rams. Ta-da. And yeah, I just genuinely, like, I don't know what the fuck happened, so I'm just gonna try and just do the rest of what I missed. I still have about like what 13-ish slides left, so let's just get this over with, shall we? Raiders. I A plus. I mean, what the fuck else are you supposed to do about it? This is like an excellent foundation to fucking like succeed because you get a new head coach. That was needed. I feel like Pete Carroll was not right, which I feel like he was not the kind of coach to just go one and done because I feel like you needed to trust the process for them a little bit. But if you can just get Clinton Kubiak, you just take that, man. He had an aged system to coaching, so I think this is a great hire. Very, very young-minded offensive head coach to help build Fernando Mendoza like a career. And you don't even he's not have to worry about fucking like being thrown right into the fire. Kirk Cousins will be your bridge quarterback for a year, which I think is a fucking like amazing idea because he has nobody to throw to besides Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty because he can catch, but like holy fucking shit, they have no receiving help. Like Trey Tucker or Jalen Naylor is their best option. Like holy shit, that sucks. Like that is, and it's crazy how that's not even the worst because the Dolphins fucking suck too. Like Jesus, but yeah, I think my favorite signing is still Tyler Linderbaum because honestly, I would have paid him that money too. Because if you can get a player at his level, you have to take that. You only like you don't get this kind of player in free agency every day, so you just need to like do it because that offensive line is looking fucking stacked now, dude. And the defense, bro. Oh my god, dude. First of all, I would have definitely rather have traded Max Crosby for the 2 first-round picks because I would have rather taken Obega Ioane instead of like I want to build around my quarterback, but like not that you have, bro. The defense, the defense has got like with Max Crosby is actually on paper genuinely looking really phenomenal. You bring in Quay Walker, you bring in Kobe Dean, Quiddy Pay, like goddamn, bro, you are like stacking this fucking defense up, and Gerard McCoy, like this is like a low risk, high reward fucking player because you drafted him in the 4th round. Like if he could play like he did when he like initially was thinking like getting a top like being a top 10 pick, then that's a steal. Especially because how your secondary has been holding up as of recent. Because like, dude, god damn. Yeah, A plus. Great foundation. And if they suck next year, well then they can just fucking draft a receiver next year. They'll be fine. Like this is a phenomenal foundation to build your franchise up to. Absolute perfection. I didn't know. Okay, so the only reason why it's not an F is because I did like the Malik Willis signing. I feel like you might as well just not have to worry about the most important position for a little bit while you build around him. Is he someone to build around is a better question, but honestly, we will see. And also Aaron Brewer. That you need to bring him back. He's the only offensive line worth a damn on that fucking team at this point. But yeah. Otherwise, this might be one of the worst off seasons we might ever see in our lifetimes. Like, probably definitely mine for now. Like, definitely mine. But like, shit, maybe this should be an F because like, goddamn, like, first of all, what? Jalen Waddle is a fucking Bronco. Like, no, like, why? No, you just keep him. You need a young receiver who's electric as shit. Don't just trade him. He's one of the pieces you're supposed to build with. Like, if your mentality is like, oh, yeah, we're not going to win a Super Bowl with him, so we'll just trade him somewhere else. Like, dude, then why would you bring in Malik Willis or Aaron Brewer or fucking cut Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, and fucking trade Jalen? That was the year before, but like, dude, and make up Fitzpatrick. Like, dude, what? Like, you're trading all these important pieces and then you just like sign Malik Willis. Like I get it. You're trying to save money. You have like the worst cap position right now, and you're trying to build so you will be eventually good. But like, dude, Jalen Waddle would have helped you not have to worry about receiver. Like, genuine, he is young enough to just build like around him as well. Because now your number one receiver is fucking Malik Washington. I like Malik Washington as a receiver 3 or 4, not your best option. Like, you're honestly, you might as well fucking move Devon Achane to receiver because he'd be better than every single other player. Like, people are trying to hype up Greg Dulcich like he's done anything his whole fucking career. Like, dude, oh my god, this sucks. Yeah, they did, and the draft was literally just nothing. I think they're just no. I really don't fucking know, and I don't fucking care. They got Chris Johnson, cool. Oh my god, dude, this horrible. This is fucking horrible, dude. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to something a little bit more positive with the Vikings because this trade, like, well, this wasn't a trade, but like you got rid of Jalen Naylor for Juwan Jennings. That is fucking lethal as shit because Juwan Jennings with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, yeah, Kyler Murray doesn't have a whole lot of excuses when he plays because holy shit. Okay, so yeah, like if the fucking Vikings traded for like Joe Burrow, they would win a Super Bowl, and it's not even close because goddamn, like okay, Kyler Murray is their biggest sign, like free agent. He has a lot to prove because he was offensive rookie of the year when he played, but we haven't really seen that talent for a long ass time. So what do? You just make sure you have literally everything set. The only thing you didn't really get is running back, but you that's hard. It was kind of a hard place to go for, especially with the draft and shit. So yeah, I feel like you have an excuse for that, but hey, you don't have to worry about Jordan Addison fucking going to jail or getting hurt because Juwan Jennings is there. He's basically just a little bit worse of a Jordan Addison, which Jordan Addison is definitely a better player, but at least Juwan Jennings isn't really a risk. So I will take it. And at worst to be like a receiver 3. So we're fine. Well, they're fine. I ain't no fucking Vikings fan. But yeah. Overall, I think a B minus does like fit for this because their draft was horrible, like horrible. They did get that linebacker in the second round, which was cool, but like, what the fuck you're doing with Caleb Banks, bro? Like, really? Like, I feel like he's way too injury prone for his fucking size, dude. Like, he's a big man, and he got hurt badly. So I feel like you wouldn't want to take the risk in the first with number 18. Like, goddamn, bro, you couldn't get your Harrison Smith replacement with Dylan Thieneman? Like, what the fuck, dude? But yeah, overall, B minus, I think, does well. They got rid of Jonathan Grenard, but they already have Dallas Turner, so they'll be fine there. But yeah, overall, this is just their whole entire season is gonna depend on if Kyler Murray plays like he has done before. That's really it. And the Patriots, they fucking overhauled the receiving group. At first, I thought they were trying to sign Romeo Dobbs to fucking be the receiver 1, which would have been insane because, like, you don't want to be another glorified Packers team because that does not work out. Like, no, you can, like, I've seen how this story goes. It's not fun. But then they trade for AJ Brown, which I feel like everybody expected, but it's such an obvious fucking trade. But yeah, instant wide receiver 1, fucking like get someone that's not a get someone who's not Stephon Diggs. Probably a good idea. But yeah, overall the receiving group. Butte is probably not going to be a Patriot, which is kind of sad. Maybe he'll go to Las Vegas so you can make sure that every single booty's open. But yeah, overall, they also got Elijah Vera Tucker, which was nice because to solidify that O line a little bit. And then they They got Caleb Lamu in the first, which was a little surprising. I guess Morgan Moses can't be there forever, but at least they could finally move Jeremy Wilson back to center with this signing. And then yeah, well, I think that line will be pretty damn well, and the defense will probably just stay the same. I feel like they've replaced positions with other positions, so they'll be fine. And another reminder of this, I feel like the Saints are honestly one of my favorite off seasons and drafts so far because like I loved what they did. Travis Chan is now a fucking Saint, which is an instant upgrade over Alvin Kamara because you could not roll with another season with him. David Edwards makes sure they have one of the more underrated O lines in the league because with Eric McCoy, Kelvin Banks, tackle that I can't remember the name of, Talisi Pawaga, like dude, they are making an underrated ass O line. Like for Tyler Shough, especially with their first round pick in Jordan Tyson and Oscar Delp, like dude, they're making a damn good offense. They did lose a few pieces on defense with Demario Davis, Alontae Taylor, so the defense might be a little bit more suspect than you want. But honestly, the offense will make up for what the defense lacks. They're gonna just be another Bengals team, but just with a better defense. Because like, yeah, I think this is a very, very good situation they put themselves in. Kellen Moore will have a lot of toys to play with, and then they'll just draft a fuck ton of defense next year. Yeah, the Giants, man, they just completely overhauled their team. They're like, you know what? We have Jackson Dart. He's good. We're just gonna make sure he can just like we're not gonna waste him, you know? Because I don't know when we're gonna get another quarterback. But yeah, John Harbaugh is their new head coach, which I was fucking surprised. I didn't know where the fuck he was gonna go, but like the Giants was a really interesting team to go to because like he you could tell as soon as he got signed that he just was like, okay, I'm the general manager now. I'm going to decide because he brought a lot of his friends over. Even fucking the guard that everybody hates. He brought Isaiah Likely, an instant upgrade over Daniel Bellinger and Theo Johnson. I feel like that's a good core to have though. Like those three tight ends in the same room, beautiful. It will also make up for the loss of Wendell Robinson that they lost. And if Malik Neighbors gets hurt, then they can just throw a fuck ton of tight ends out there. That'll be fine. They did lose Cordell Flott, but the Titans paid him a lot of money, so that's fine. The defense will be, I feel like, phenomenal. It's like secondary is a little questionable with the loss of Cordell Flott, but honestly, you draft Darrell Reese, you might like the fucking the the defensive line might get there before the quarterback has a chance to like think, oh shit, the receiver's over, you know, like Jesus Christ, and I'm surprised Kayvon Thibodeau isn't the Eagle yet. That's yeah, but yeah. Okay, the Jets, man. Oh, fuck. Okay. So I didn't like the David Bailey pick. It was very predictable, but I don't I feel like he was not the number 2 overall pick. I feel like Arvell Reese should have been a Jet, but I feel like they have set themselves up for a decent second year. I feel like their offensive line is really good because they still have one of the best tackle duos in the league, with Joe Tippmann still being there. Fuck. Um, but I don't really know what they're doing. Okay, Geno Smith is a bridge quarterback. I think if nobody's trying to like sell him as anything else. He's a bridge quarterback for when they draft the quarterback next year. But then like Demario Davis, I guess Aaron Glenn's trying to save his job because he's supposed to be a defensive specialist, and they had one of the worst defenses we will ever see because the first defense ever to have no turnovers, none. Well, I think no. I know interceptions they didn't get any. I don't know about turnovers though. But yeah, this was yeah, they genuinely played awful, but Demario Davis will help bring like fucking help, you know. But yeah, overall, I did. The draft was interesting because I feel like you drafted Mason Taylor in the second round. I didn't think Kenyon Sadiq was necessary, but sure, I guess. And I really liked Omar Cooper Jr. as a prospect. I'm pissed to see him not be a Bill, but yeah, I feel like a very, but yeah, Demario Davis really. I feel like they made a lot of win now moves, but at the same time, I think Aaron Gunn's trying to save his job. So he was like, you know what? I'm probably getting fired, so I'm not gonna build the foundation for the next team. I'm just gonna have a fuck ton of first round picks and make sure that I'm fine. But yeah, we'll see. I feel like you have Woody Johnson as the owner. I feel like he ain't gonna do shit. So yeah, I don't fucking know what the Jets are doing. But hey, look at this, another fucking good Eagles off seasons. Who would have guessed? Yeah. So they paid Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter a lot of money, like a lot of money. So this is like it probably brings that up to a B plus because I didn't make this slide after Jalen Carter, but dude, this is gonna be an interest. They okay. First of all, Tariq Woolen, I like that signing because it's like a low risk, high reward situation again, especially if like injuries happen. So good, very good corner depth. But like this really brings up an interesting situation they put themselves in because they're gonna have the same situation. Like they said, you know what, we're gonna play Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter just to make sure that we have that defensive line scary as ever. They bring in Jonathan Grignard. He might be hurt already, so we'll see how that goes out. But yeah, honestly, the same thing's gonna happen with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean next year. Like they're gonna have to pay those two, so then they're gonna run out of money. Like seriously, like they're gonna start running out of money to like pay these players. So the Eagles might be falling apart. Luckily, they did get a ring before it all like fell. So at least that. But they are starting to like show a little bit of cracks. Like right now, they're still a fucking super team. They drafted Mykhi Lemon, absolute fucking steal, especially with the replacement for AJ Brown. Like that's a very nice slot in. Devontae Smith's a receiver one again. They bring in Dontavian Wicks, which is nice. They drafted Eli Stowers to see if they can actually replace Dallas Goedert. I think Barkley will finally figure his shit out this year. But yeah, they're still an absolute monster of a team. But they're gonna maybe show a little bit more cracks as of recent because they are like they're gonna start running out of money, so maybe some of the players they have are gonna have to leave. So we will see what happens. But yeah, overall, I still think it's a phenomenal team. I think they just stayed level with this year, brought some talent in, didn't overplay some players that were necessary. I feel like it was a very good decision to not bring Jalen Phillips back. But yeah, overall, still a phenomenal run organization, but they might start showing a little bit more cracks, and that might bring an opportunity up for I don't know what the fuck the Steelers are supposed to capitalize off the. I don't know why I thought the Giants were next, even though I just fucking did them. But well, okay, yeah, maybe the Giants will show some life. But yeah, the difference between the Eagles B and the Steelers B is really just my disdain for the Steelers because they're genuinely making great offseason moves, but then just won't give up on the quarterback position or just like sucking. Like, here's the thing you get rid of Mike Tomlin. That was really surprising. I don't know if Mike Tomlin walked away himself or the Steelers fired him, but like, I thought, okay, maybe they can actually start to rebuild because they're built off of fucking toothpicks. Like, genuinely. And they just won't admit it because you just bring in another fucking Mike Tomlin with Mike McCarthy. Like, dude, it's the same thing basically, but worse. Like, I love the Jamel Dean signing. He was super fucking underrated last year for how good he played. And Jaquan Brisker is a phenomenal fucking signing. But, like, dude. But Michael Pittman Jr. was a great trade. You brought in Rico Dowdle, who's nice. But, like, honestly, man. What the fuck are you trying to do? Like, I like the Max Ichinor pick, but like, dude, dude, you can't just pass off the same team and expect it to like stay level because like you still have Aaron Rodgers out there. You still have so many old pieces on your team. Like genuinely, what the fuck are you trying to do? You're trying to pass it off as a contender, but it's like such a like old team and like not like it's so like weirdly shaped that it's just not gonna win anything. It will like win a division title, but that's it. It got fucking they got destroyed by the Texans last year because they aren't a good enough team. Like they're bringing in so many talented players, but they're old. You need to just restart, bring in a young head coach, a young quarterback that's not fucking Will Howard or Drew Aller, and genuinely just suck for a year or two, and then start to actually build like a fucking good organization. The Steelers are a historically great franchise, but you need to just accept the fact that you are starting to like suck. You suck. Accept it and just start over. It's genuinely fascinating how much they will not accept the fact that they just don't want to be a good franchise anymore. Like they can't accept the fact that they can't like go under 500. Just suck. You need to build your team with franchise players that aren't over the age of 30. Like god damn, bruh. Ugh. Anyways, the Commanders are also a very fascinating team because they're a year removed from an NFC Championship game, which was really fascinating in Daniel's rookie year. But now they're trying to make sure they can actually, make like they're not have another RG3 situation. So they made Larry Tunsil they made Larry Tunsil like the highest paid tackle in NFL history. They brought in Leo Chanel, which was a very underrated signing. Adafe Owe was brought in on a very big deal, but I guess just so you can have something there. But yeah, they drafted Sonny Styles, which is really good, just to make sure Bobby Wagner doesn't get back out there again. But yeah, I feel like they didn't do enough on the offense, like besides their Tunsil, because like you still have, I guess you brought in Rashad White, and that's something, all right. But Chickasee McConkle, I did like that was a good signing. I feel like, but like you don't have anybody besides Terry McLaurin at receiver still. Maybe that their second round pick can turn out, but like that's a maybe. I liked their offseason a lot because I feel like they did a lot of good signings on defense. So I feel like they'll be set up for the future with Jaden Daniels. It just depends on if the offense can get back to the level they were at because I feel like they still need a receiver too. The running back is questionable, and tight end still has some holes. The offensive line is, but yeah, this all depends on if Jaden Daniels can stay healthy, and if he can, the Commanders might surprise a few people again because they have not been quiet. So we'll see what happens with them next year. And as for the reigning Super Bowl champions, I feel like they did what they could. They brought one underrated thing is they brought back Josh Jobe, which I really like because he showed fucking signs, dude. Like you could get rid of Tariq Woolen and just bring in Josh Jobe, bro. He can easily replace him. You brought back JSN. Absolute necessity. He was dynamic last year. So yeah, that made a lot of sense. You bring back Charles Cross as like the captain on your O line besides Gray Zabel. I like that a lot as well. So yeah. You brought back Rashid Shaheed as well, which is a nice feature to have. The only reason why it's not like higher is because their draft was really odd, I feel like, because Jadarian Price was a very interesting pick because I know you lost Kenneth Walker, which I feel like was a good choice because that was a lot of money for I feel like a player who wasn't completely worth it. Like Super Bowl MVP, yes. But like he hasn't really been all that since his rookie year. Like he had a decent year this year. He won a fucking Super Bowl MVP. But like I feel like it was a good idea to not pay him that much, but he still will be good in Kansas City. Like, I'm not gonna deny that, but like still. Also, Boye Mafe, you don't need him. But yeah, overall, I feel like they did what they could. They brought back the important players that won them the Super Bowl, and they also just tried to replace talent in the draft. So I feel like a B minus is better, but overall, yeah, I feel like still this is a good ass off season, and we'll see how much they fucking pay Devon Witherspoon. Like Jesus, and Pinheiro. They needed a kicker for a while with Jake Moody being that shit, so I feel like it was nice to bring him back. Mike Evans was in fucking. I was surprised to see him leave the fucking Buccaneers, but I mean, if I had to play with Todd Bowles for another year, I'd also want to do everything in my power to not be there anymore. But yeah, they had a great offseason. The draft was bad, like really bad, like really bad. Besides Kalen Black, I like Kalen Black draft pick for like a backup running back, but like god damn. But their offseason was like very good enough to like catapult it up to a B plus because I love the Osa Dikazua trade. Like they fucking stole him. Like Jesus, he's way too good of a player to just fucking not get traded for like a fucking second round pick. They get him for like a fourth and third. But yeah, I like what they did this offseason a lot. The draft was pretty bad. They brought back Demo Samuel, so that's cool. But like, yeah, I feel like this will be an interesting year for them. I still feel like with the injury, like coming back from the injuries, they'll be fine because they're fucking way too talented to just be like 7-10. So yeah, I feel like they're great. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be good. Ricky Pearsall getting hurt does suck, but again, you have Mike Evans for that. You still, you still technically have Brandon Ayuk, but you brought Evans. You just brought Debo Samuel in, and you still have that fucking second round receiver for some reason. I don't know why you signed him. As for the Buccaneers, they had a phenomenal draft. Ruben Bain, I'm still very surprised that I actually got that right, but he did fall to the Buccaneers, and great fucking pickup. Todd Bowles should have been fired, but yeah, overall, I feel like not bringing back those two will suck. Alexander Looney is a fine replacement for Levante David. I feel like overall they did good, but not good enough because I feel like this would have been catapulted to an A minus if they did like get rid of Todd Bowles because I feel like they might be the odd man out in that division because the Falcons are a mystery. The Panthers literally just The Panthers won the division, and the Saints are showing major promise with their fucking moves they made this offseason. So the Buccaneers might just be the odd one man out, and especially against this will go to an F if Baker Mayfield does not get re-signed because if they lose their guy at quarterback, they will easily fall to like the depths of that division. They will be the fucking sucky team. Like that will suck for them because like if you let Baker Mayfield walk, you will be fucking stupid as shit. Yeah, that would be an awful move by them. That would oh Jesus. But yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. The Titans had a very entertaining offseason. The draft was pretty decent, I feel like, bringing in someone besides fucking the gambling addict and Wandale Robinson. They also brought in Wandale Robinson, which was a decent signing. Feel like he might be a little bit overpaid, but oh well. They brought in Lante Taylor and guy from fucking Giants. They're making sure, bro. Robert Saleh's making sure they don't fucking have a bad defense anymore. They brought in John freaking Myers as well. Like their defense might be really good, genuinely. The offense will definitely have to show though because the offensive line is really questionable. Forgot Daniel Bellinger did sign to the Titans actually, so he's not a Giant anymore. Um, yeah, I feel like Tony Pollard would have to show more because he did show like the last 3 games. He did show that he is still an NFL running back, obviously, but we'll see. I feel like this was still a great offseason, but the offense is gonna have to show it can actually play because like Cameron Ward, second year, sophomore year, we'll see how he plays. We're not expecting a Drake May kind of jump, but I mean, if he can basically just show more flashes, then I feel like we'll have a good like the Titans will have a good foundation. So yeah. Oh, that was the last one. Thank God.